You see a woman walking in the park. She is pushing a stroller. She looks tired. Her eyes are heavy. There's no ring on her finger. Maybe you think, that's sad. Maybe she just had bad luck. But then you look closer. You remember seeing her 5 years ago. Back then, she wasn't in a park. She was in the VIP section of the club. She wasn't pushing a stroller. She was pushing away good men because they were boring. She was chasing the thrill, the excitement, the bad boys who gave her tingles but gave her no commitment. Now the music has stopped, the lights are on, the bad boys are gone, and she is left with the consequences of a decade of saying yes to the wrong things and no to the right things. You aren't looking at bad luck. You are looking at simple math. You are looking at the bill coming due. Today, we are going to talk about the uncomfortable truth that society wants to hide from you. We are going to talk about why the women who lived the wildest lives often end up raising children alone, and why you need to understand this before you become the man who pays for another man's mistakes. Brothers, my ex said I can never grow this channel to 2,000 men in a single month. I need you to help prove her wrong. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. We have to start with the basics. We have to talk about how connection works. Imagine a piece of sticky tape. The first time you stick it to a wall, it holds tight. It is strong. It is secure. You have to pull hard to get it off. Now, imagine you rip that tape off the wall, you stick it to a table, then you rip it off again. You stick it to a chair, you stick it to the floor. You do this 20, 30, 50 times. By the time you try to stick that tape to something permanent, what happens? It falls off. It has collected too much dust, too much dirt, and it has lost its ability to bond. This is not judgment, this is psychology. When a woman gives pieces of herself to man after man after man, she loses the ability to bond deeply with just one person. She becomes numb. And a woman who cannot bond is a woman who cannot keep a family together. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Jessica. This is the story of the crash. Jessica was the girl every guy wanted in his early 20s. She was beautiful, loud, and the life of the party. She had a phone full of contacts. If you were a regular guy with a 9-to-5 job, Jessica didn't have time for you. You were too nice. You were boring. She wanted the guys with the loud cars, the guys with the tattoos, the guys who treated her like she didn't matter. She loved the chase. She loved the drama. She thought she was winning because she had all this attention. Fast forward 10 years, Jessica is 32. The phone isn't ringing as much. The bad boys she used to date, some are in jail, some are broke, and the smart ones grew up and married women who were not like Jessica. But Jessica still wanted that thrill. She met a guy named Heavy Hitter Obsession. He was exciting. He was dangerous. He made her feel young again. She slept with him on the first date because that's what she was used to doing. She thought, if I give him my body, he will give me his heart. But that is not how it works. She got pregnant. She thought this would make him stay. She thought, now we are a family. But a man who doesn't respect you isn't going to stay just because of a baby. He left before the kid was even born. Now Jessica is sitting in a small apartment. It is Friday night. 10 years ago, she would be getting ready for the club. Now she is washing bottles. She is crying because she is lonely. She posts pictures on social media saying, "My child is my world." But deep down, she is angry. She is angry at men. She says, "Where are all the good men?" But the truth is, the good men were there the whole time. She just stepped over them to get to the losers. She is a single mother not because of bad luck, but because she prioritized short-term fun over long-term value. She chose chaos, and now she has to raise a child in that chaos alone. This leads us to the harsh reality of baby daddy culture. When a woman has a history of high promiscuity, she is used to making impulsive decisions. She acts on feelings, not logic. She sleeps with a man because he's hot or because he has swag, not because he's a good father material. She ignores the red flags because she is chasing the dopamine hit. And when you pick a man based on excitement rather than character, you end up with a man who leaves. It's a cycle. High body count leads to poor pair bonding. Poor pair bonding leads to bad partner choices. Bad partner choices lead to single motherhood. Brothers, my ex said I can never grow this channel to 2,000 men in a single month. I need you to help prove her wrong. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. Now, I want to tell you a different story. This is a story of a winner. Let's talk about a man named Thomas. Thomas was a man who built himself up. He had a good job, he went to the gym, and he had his head straight. He met a woman named Sarah. Sarah was very attractive. She was fun. She seemed to like Thomas a lot. But Thomas was smart. He didn't just look at her face, he listened to her stories. On their third date, Sarah started talking about her crazy exes. She talked about how she used to party in Miami and Las Vegas every weekend. She made jokes about how she couldn't even remember how many guys she had kissed. Most men would have ignored this because she was pretty. They would have thought, well, that was the past. She is with me now. But Thomas knew the truth about the tape. He knew that if she had given herself away that cheaply before, she didn't value intimacy. Thomas did something that is very hard to do. He looked at her and realized that she was a liability. He realized that if he married her, he would be constantly worrying about her need for validation. He would be worrying that when things got boring, and marriage does get boring sometimes, she would go looking for that old excitement. So Thomas finished his drink, he paid the bill, and he told her, "I don't think we are looking for the same things." He walked away. It hurt. He liked her, but he respected himself more. 2 years later, Thomas is married to a woman who shares his values, a woman who didn't give it up to the whole football team. And Sarah? Sarah is pregnant by a guy she met at a bar who doesn't even have a job. Thomas won because he saw the ghost of single motherhood waiting in her future, and he stepped off the train before it crashed. He didn't try to save her, he saved himself. You have to understand that promiscuity is often a sign of deep insecurity. A woman who sleeps around is usually looking for validation. She needs a man to want her so she can feel good about herself. The problem is, that bucket has a hole in the bottom. No amount of attention is ever enough. When she becomes a mother, that need for attention doesn't just go away, but a baby takes all the attention. The baby screams, the baby needs food, the baby needs cleaning. Suddenly, she isn't the center of the world anymore. This causes resentment. She starts to miss her old life. She starts to resent the father of the child, even if he is a good guy, because he isn't giving her that spark anymore. She picks fights, she creates drama, because drama feels like passion to her. And eventually, the relationship blows up. She takes the kid and she goes back to the market looking for that validation again. But now she comes with baggage. She comes with another man's DNA, and the cycle continues. Let's talk about the third story. This is the tragic story. This is the story of the good guy who tried to be the hero. His name was David. David was a soft-hearted guy. He met a woman named Nicole. Nicole was honest. She told him, "I have a kid, and the dad isn't in the picture. I made some mistakes in the past." She cried, she played the victim. She said, "I just want a good man to step up." David felt like a hero. He thought, "I can be that man. I can fix this." He moved her in. He started paying for a kid that wasn't his. He started paying off her debts from her party days. He tried to give her the stability she never had. For a while, it seemed to work, but you cannot build a house on a foundation of sand. Nicole wasn't used to peace. She wasn't used to a nice guy. She was used to chaos. She started to get bored with David. He was too predictable. He was too nice. She started texting her baby daddy again, claiming it was about the child. Then she started going out with her single friends again. David tried to stop her, and she called him controlling. She said, "You don't own me." One day, David came home and found half the furniture gone. She had left him for a guy who treated her like trash, just like she was used to. David was left with a broken heart and an empty bank account. He lost because he thought his love could erase her past habits. He thought he could turn a promiscuous woman into a housewife just by being nice. But habits are deep. The neural pathways in the brain are set. If she associates love with pain and drama, your peace will feel like boredom to her, and she will destroy it. Why is this the harsh truth? Because we are told that the past doesn't matter. We are told that judging a woman for her history is insecure. But look at the data. Look at the world around you. The past is the only thing that gives you a clue about the future. If a bank is going to give you a loan, what do they look at? Your credit history. If they see you didn't pay your bills for 10 years, are they going to give you a mortgage? No, they know you are high risk. Relationships are the biggest investment of your life. You are investing your time, your money, your heart, and your future children. Why would you invest in someone with a history of bankruptcy? A woman who has been promiscuous has spiritually and emotionally bankrupted herself. She has spent all her emotional capital on men who didn't care about her. When she finally gets to you, the good guy, the provider, she has nothing left to give. She is overdrawn. She ends up a single mother because the men she chooses are a reflection of how she views herself. If she treats her body like a public park, she will attract men who treat her like a public park. They visit, they leave their trash, and they go home. They don't stay. And when the baby comes, the reality hits. The party is over. The looks start to fade. The anxiety sets in. But here is the danger for you. Society tries to tell you that it is your job to clean up this mess. They call it stepping up. They create movies where the guy marries the single mom and everyone lives happily ever after. But real life is not a movie. In real life, you deal with the baby daddy drama, you deal with a woman who is bitter, you deal with a woman who compares you to the 10 guys she slept with who were taller or richer or better in bed. You are fighting ghosts. You are fighting memories.
You need to understand that single motherhood in these cases is not an accident. It is a destination. It is the final stop on a train line that started with a lack of self-respect. When a woman sleeps with 20, 30, 50 men, she is training herself to disconnect sex from emotion. She is training herself to view men as disposable objects for her pleasure or validation. So when she has a child and the relationship gets hard, she disposes of the father. It is muscle memory. She knows how to leave. She knows how to move on to the next one. She doesn't know how to stay and fight for the family unit. This is why you see so many promiscuous women ending up alone with children. It is not because men are evil. It is not because all men are dogs. It is because she selected dogs. She ignored the wolves who would have protected her and invited the hyenas into her bed. And when the hyenas bit her, she blamed the whole animal kingdom. Brothers, my ex said I can never grow this channel to 2,000 men in a single month. I need you to please prove her wrong. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. You have to protect your seed. You have to protect your legacy. When you choose a mother for your children, you're choosing the most important business partner you will ever have. Would you start a business with a partner who has failed 20 businesses in a row and blames all their old partners? No, you would run. Do not let loneliness make you lower your standards. Do not let a pretty face make you ignore a dirty past. The world is full of women who are struggling, and they are looking for a lifeboat. They are looking for a captain to save them from the ocean they jumped into. But if you let them on your boat, they might just drill a hole in the bottom because they don't know how to be safe. They only know how to drown. It is harsh, it is cold, but it is the reality. The promiscuous lifestyle is sold to women as empowerment. They are told to have fun in their 20s, but the bill arrives in their 30s, and the cost on that bill is loneliness, instability, and raising a child without a father. Do not volunteer to pay that bill. Let the consequences fall where they belong. You focus on your purpose. You focus on building your value, and you find a woman who preserved her value for a man like you. I want to leave you with a question to really think about, and I want to see your answers. In your experience, have you ever seen a woman turn her life around completely after a wild phase, or did the old habits always come back to destroy the relationship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Stay sharp, brothers.